Hey everyone, so I am doing my long-awaited update review on Proactive. This was my first video that I did, and it was pretty much a year ago, and it was the whole reason I came on YouTube, just because it was I had the worst experience and I just wanted to let people know so they don't have that as well. And then I started to enjoy making videos and all that, but this was my first one, and I looked different, and I think when I was talking I'd like not look at the camera, and it was pretty bad, but I'll put a link to it here just so you can see it if you haven't. And basically I was super excited to get it, and I just like started everything, did all the steps at the same time, well, like consecutively on the first day, and my face did not react well. It started blistering up, it was like oozing something, and my whole face, it was just like swollen, and it was really bad. It was horrible. And I mean, I had to go to work, I had to do my normal things looking awful, and it was so sensitive, and it was just really bad. Okay, so what I've learned is it's not a bad product line, it's just you have to definitely ease into using it, and it doesn't work for everyone. I know one girl, though, it worked wonders. Like, her face had acne all over it, and by the time she was done, she like would get one pimple every like month or something, and her face cleared up. She didn't have like as many dark scars. She still had a bit of scarring, but like her face just was so good. And I never had super bad acne to begin with. It was like mainly around my chin and area. So it probably wasn't the right product for me, but I still used it, and that's the thing, I used everything all at once. And basically when you're starting with it, you have to ease into it slowly. So start doing it just like once a day. You can even just start with the renewing cleanser, and then you maybe then add the rest of the thing, and then still once a day for about a week or 2 weeks, and then you can start going to twice a day. And I've heard a lot of people say that they were doing it twice a day and it was starting to work. Well, at first it kind of gets worse, but then once it like purifies everything, it starts to work. And then people were saying they'd skip a day for some reason, and they'd wash their face, but they just wouldn't do that whole steps, and then it would get really bad again. So it kind of sucks if, I don't have an experience that firsthand, but it kind of sucks if you skip one day without using the whole product line and then your face gets even worse. So that's kind of concerning. And another thing is, one huge thing that I hate about it is that when using the renewing cleanser, because it's supposed to make, well, I guess it kind of bleaches out your face to get rid of the spots and dries it out, and they use benzoyl peroxide, which isn't that great for your face, but in moderation, okay. It stains your clothes. And I knew, and the instructions say that it'll stain your towel, so don't use a towel that you don't mind if it gets discolored. And I have like beach towels and stuff that I use for my towels, so I didn't mind about that. But I'd put it on my face, and then when washing it after, I'd like rub it in, and then I'd like splash to wash and kind of go like this. And some of the water, when I like walked over from the sink to the towel on the wall, the water would drip down and hit like the top of my shirt. Or then if I didn't roll my sleeves up enough, usually I just kind of like roll it to here, it would get on the cuff and it would bleach it. So I think I have 2 sweaters where the cuffs were bleached, and 2 shirts where like right here it's bleached out as well. And it's just like a little spot like this, but it still really sucks. And I didn't know, like I didn't see it at the time because it doesn't go instantly, it just after a while, because it needs to set in. And I'd wash it and get out of the laundry, and there would be spots on it. So I don't have it with me now because I think I'm doing laundry. I still, the shirt it stained here, one of them is like an undershirt mostly. It's like a tank top, so it doesn't really matter. But sometimes I wore it if I had like a low cut sweater for teaching, and then I'd wear it underneath because it came up to here, so I'm not showing too much cleavage because I work with little kids. But now there's a, it's white or like a light purple where the rest of it is purple, so I can't use it because it doesn't look good if it has a stain on it or a bleach mark. So that really sucks. So I ruined a few shirts The sweaters or like the sweatshirts, I still wear them. It doesn't matter that they're stained at the cuffs a bit. So now I make sure I'm just wearing like my regular pajama tank top when I do it, or then even just like a bra. But that, like, I did not know that, and that sucks. Okay, so now I only used it like twice a day for about a couple weeks, and it helped a bit, but it didn't seem to. So now I don't do the whole step. The main thing, I use this one, the Renewing Cleanser, step 1. I use it every single night. Basically, my face care regime, I take all my makeup off with an astringent on like a puff pad thing, and that astringent has 2% salicylic acid in it, and so that kind of also cleanses a bit. And then I use this, and it has kind of like a scrubbing action, and that's what I like about this cleanser. I've used other cleansers, but I don't know, I just like this kind of, you feel it scrubbing. It's not an exfoliant, but it just scrubs a bit. So that's why I like this. Basically, that's the reason I use this. It doesn't work amazing. I still get acne every so often. Even now you can kind of see I hardly ever use the toner. Maybe a little bit if my acne is particularly bad. And I don't use the repairing lotion. No. And every so often I'll really use the refining mask. Basically, I don't do it as a whole all over my face, because that's one of also the things that made me look awful at the beginning when my face completely reacted badly. But if I have one, I'll like dab it on a little acne pimple. And I mean, it doesn't work wonders. The next day it's not gone. I dab it on and leave it overnight, and then in the morning I kind of wash my face with this. So then I do use it twice a day, just because it scrubs it off a bit, because it like cakes on when you leave this overnight. It's okay. It's not a wonder thing. It does dry out a bit, but also the same thing you could do, I sometimes do with my astringent, the salicylic acid. I'll put it on like a little square of Kleenex and then just stick it on until it dries and falls off. Kind of works the same. Yeah. So, things you want to consider with Proactive: ease into it, don't go quickly onto it. It's not right for everyone, you just have to try, and it may make your face get worse, it may make you break out more before it starts to get better. So keep that in mind. Don't start like 2 weeks before a big event where you want to have really nice skin, because it may make it worse before, and then you're going to hate yourself even more. So give it time to work when it doesn't, you're not preparing for like a wedding or prom or something important. And just, if you have sensitive skin, it's not the best thing for you. I don't have sensitive skin. My skin is really oily, and I mean, I use 2% salicylic acid every single night, which a lot of people, it would just dry their face out. I hardly use a moisturizer. If my face is starting to get a bit dry, I'll use a moisturizer, but hardly at all. And so my face is pretty, or my skin is pretty robust. So if you have sensitive skin, it's gonna make it even worse. Like, you're gonna like react poorly to it. But just on a whole, the benzoyl peroxide, which is the active ingredient in it, it's not the best for your face. I was talking to, well, I got a facial at Aveda, and it was free because it was part of their final exam. So they still had to give me the rundown of what they would say if it was an actual client, which was so fun. Like, free facial, who doesn't like that? It was like an hour and a half, and it was really good. Anyways, and so they ask you like your skincare routine before. So I said that I was using the cleanser from Proactive, and she actually said it's really not that good. And she's like, I'm not just trying to sell you our products because I know you're not going to buy them because you're not an actual client, but she's like, the benzoyl peroxide is so harsh on your face that some people may need it, but the majority of people, it is too hard for your face. And with the Aveda stuff, they use the salicylic acid, and I said that's what's in my astringent, which I use, and I have no complaints about that either. So I'm not going to buy the Aveda thing. I love Aveda hair products, but I'm not going to buy the skincare. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to recommend Proactive because of the bad experience I had. I don't mind it now, but I'm basically using it just as the cleanser. I'm not using the whole thing. and I think they have even more steps. So I don't know what else to say. Good luck if you do decide to use it. There are so many other plain cleansers, or there's so many other companies now that have a 3-step or a 4-step program for acne, and basically you just have to experiment to find out what is right for your skin. I know my sister, she had tried everything, and that was before Proactive was big, but she went to dermatologists, they recommended so many things, and it was just awful. And eventually she just grew out of it. Now she has practically flawless skin. I think it's nicer than mine even, and mine's not too bad. And she didn't use too much. And if you look at the comments in my first video, so many people have replied, and they give tips and their own opinions, and a lot of people write what step program they're using instead and how it's worked for them. So definitely go check that out. There's so many more alternatives, and unless your face is super bad and super robust that you can withstand the benzoyl peroxide, I wouldn't recommend Proactive. It's not that good. All those ads you see in TV, I mean, they glorify it so much, but it doesn't work that well. Yes, for some people it does, like my friend, but it's not amazing. So I wouldn't recommend it. I'd try something else, and maybe if not... Chloe, you're not supposed to be up there. That's the bathtub. If nothing else works, then I mean it's worth a try, but I'd say try something else first. Anyways, I appreciate reading all of your comments, so comment below again, and yeah, thanks for watching.